Welcome to our newest episode of Cabin Fever Comedy, Confessions, and Current News. We've got some great news for you today. Great news. They've discovered that chloroquine, a drug for malaria, is helping out with coronavirus. They did a little small test on it, and out of the patients that they've tested, a lot of them have tested negative after just 6 days of using this medicine. That's chloroquine. It is a prescription drug. Don't go out and get chlorine because that's not the same thing. Second piece of good news: China has had its first day of no new cases. China is the biggest country with the most cases in the world, and they've had their first day of no new cases. So they're doing something right, even if they're doing it in the wrong way. Or anyway, anyhow. 250,000 cases worldwide. That's a quarter of a million. 10,000 deaths. Italy has overtaken China in its corona death toll. They're beating China by 427 with a total of 3,405 deaths. That's a lot to be beating China by, especially considering the numbers and the difference in numbers of people. Another piece of good news: Trump is offering a stimulus package, $1,000 for every adult and $500 for every kid. And there's also a business stimulus package that he's offering as well for businesses that stay open and businesses that are taking losses through this disaster, is what we'll call it. California has a statewide lockdown. The whole state of California is locked down. That's millions and millions of people. That's probably 33, 35, 40 million people that are on lockdown. Lockdown means lockdown. New York says that they're weeks away from running out of supplies. A little sad news there. They're looking at right around 4,000 cases and 22 deaths in New York City alone. The U.S. cases have doubled in the last 48 hours. Another piece of good news: a lot of the jails throughout the country are freeing up beds and letting people go home because they don't want it to spread. And if it does happen to get in their jails, they want to be able to segregate people properly. Rikers Island in New York does have one confirmed case. There were like 8 other people that were in that guy's pod that were showing signs of it, but they're not confirmed quite yet. But there was a lot of people that were in there, so we'll keep an eye out for those details as they arrive on that. Right here in Virginia, there's 94 cases in Virginia, which is quite a bit larger than what it was in the last couple days. 3 confirmed cases in my town city of Harrisonburg, with a population of about 55,000 people. There's 3 confirmed cases, which is kind of sad. Another piece of good news: Middle River County Jail is freeing up beds there. They have already confirmed that they're going to be freeing up beds, so that's a little piece of good news there. Now for the funny part. Something ironic that I've noticed is everyone loves Trump today. This coronavirus is really changing the world. Everyone loves Trump now, so, I can't speak on that. Another thing that I've noticed that was pretty ironic is Trump has been on the news a lot. He's been on the news a lot. And that's not the ironic part. The ironic part is that not once this week have I heard him mention Mexico or the wall. I mean, if I was Trump, I would have been like, you see, I told you we needed to build a wall. It was going to be the biggest and the best wall ever. And I was going to have Mexico pay for it. But now look, everybody's paying for it. Good thing I'm not Trump, because I would have threw that in your face. It doesn't matter if the virus can fly over walls and it's airborne. I still would have been bragging about my wall. But I'm not Trump, so I'm Marco. Marco D, that is. Now on to our confessions. We only got one confession submitted in today from S out of Hagerstown, Maryland. S out of Hagerstown, Maryland says, my baby dad gets out of jail in 2 days, and I'm here spending this time with another guy. I don't know about that. I don't even know if I should even be reading that, but that's a confession that was submitted, so we're going to read it to you. You know, all confessions are welcome. We want all the confessions that you guys have. Submit your confessions. We only got one today. It's okay. We're looking for more tomorrow. This segment was a little bit shorter than the other segments, but it's okay because I'm getting better as it goes along. See you tomorrow or whenever I get the next post out. I'm not going to be as consistent on the time, or I may be as consistent on the time. I don't know. If you lock me in, I'll be more consistent. But right now, I'm trying to buy all these last minute things and do all these last minute things to be prepared for what may be a lockdown, what may be a nationwide lockdown. China did a nationwide lockdown. And of course, you know, Trump is in competition with China about everything. So he'll probably say, you locked your people down, I'll lock my people down too. I'll do a bigger and better lockdown. You never know with Trump. One more little thing that I noticed that was kind of funny and ironic is China is blaming America for the start of this coronavirus. They're saying back in, I think it was fall, that the U.S. Army had some soldiers that were sick, and they were the ones that brought the coronavirus to China, and that's how it got started there. What's funny about it is Donald Trump, is blaming the bats. So China blames America, and Trump blames the bats. Trump said, this is a bat taking a shit on us. I don't know. Anyhow, thank you guys. Have a good one. See you soon at the next episode. Well, have a good one. Good night. I'll get more news out to you tomorrow as things develop.